If you are shopping for a phone right now, your feed is likely a war zone of flashing alerts, countdown timers, and shouting reviewers. These tactics rely on the fear of missing out. When you see a clock ticking down on a sub 20,000 rupee deal, the instinct is to grab the phone before doing the math. Right at the center of this storm is the Samsung Galaxy M17 5G, pushing a highly aggressive limited-time offer of 15,499 rupees. The promotional pitch promises DSLR-quality photos and flawless gaming, but slapping flagship labels on a budget device does not change the physical cost of manufacturing. To navigate this price tier, we have to look past the sales pitch and identify exactly what compromises were required to hit that 15,499 rupee price point. Usually, a budget phone lasts about 2 years. After that, either the hardware fails or the software falls so far behind that the device becomes unusable. Samsung is attempting to break that cycle by promising 6 years of OS updates. This chart compares typical software lifespans against Samsung's promise. The standard 2-year block is dwarfed by the 6-year runway of the M17. This 4-year gap creates tension. Software updates indefinitely, but physical hardware degrades with every daily charge. This raises a practical question. Can a 15,000 rupee phone physically survive daily use until 2030, or is that software promise masking hardware limitations? Building a long-term phone at this price is a zero-sum game. Prioritizing extreme software longevity means making heavy sacrifices to the immediate performance specs. For a college student trying to stretch a single device from freshman year through graduation, 6 years of security patches provide significant peace of mind. But you have to factor in hardware aging. Internal components stay the same, while the apps and operating systems demand more resources every single year. This graph illustrates the problem. The upward line shows the increasing demands of future software, while the flat horizontal line represents the M17's fixed processing power. Around year 4, those rising software demands cross above what the fixed processor can comfortably handle. From that point on, the daily experience changes. Apps take longer to load, multitasking stutters, and UI lag becomes part of the routine. The device remains secure and functional until you graduate, but it trades a smooth user experience in its final years for basic operational survival. To help the phone reach that 6-year finish line, Samsung included Gorilla Glass Victus and an IP54 dust and splash rating. This cross-section shows the layered structural strength of the toughened glass, which provides high resistance to scratches and accidental drops. This level of drop and splash protection is exceptionally rare in a phone under 20,000 rupees. However, funding not physical armor requires pulling budget from other areas, specifically the battery charging hardware. While competitors at this price offer 67-watt ultra-fast charging, the M17 limits you to much slower standard charging speeds. Instead of a quick top-up before heading out, you are tethered to the wall, waiting for power to slowly trickle back into the device. You are trading the daily convenience of fast charging for long-term disaster prevention. We also need to look at the marketing surrounding the DSLR-like 50-megapixel main camera. The sensor includes optical image stabilization, or OIS. This hardware feature mechanically reduces video shake and keeps low-light photos crisp. But squeezing an OIS module into a 15,499 rupee budget forced Samsung to downgrade the secondary lenses. The ultra-wide and macro lenses produce noticeable grain, a direct result of allocating the camera budget almost entirely to the main sensor. Then there are the claims of lag-free gaining. In terms of raw power, a performance-focused competitor at 19,000 rupees scores significantly higher on Antutu benchmark tests. This scale shows the trade-off. By choosing the M17, you keep $4,500 in your pocket, but give up substantial processing capability. If you attempt high-end gaming on this chipset, the phone will eventually thermally throttle, leading to frame drops during intense matches. Keeping that extra cash means surrendering top-tier frame rates and versatile photography for stable, basic functionality. When we consolidate these trade-offs, a clear view of the M17's true value emerges. This matrix compares the M17 against a performance competitor across durability, camera, gaming, and value. The M17 leads in structural advantages and long-term financial value, but the competitor takes the lead in gaming and charging speed, highlighting the M17's specific limitations. The M17 serves as a specialized tool for durability, designed for users who prioritize a long-term safety net over immediate high-end performance. Knowing these facts, we can map out exactly who should click buy. This decision tree maps out the sub-$20,000 bracket based on your primary priority, longevity and stability, or max FPS and performance. If you follow the path for longevity and basic stability, the M17 is the clear choice. For students who want the longest possible lifespan and are willing to save 4,500 rupees over raw speed, this is the recommended path. However, the path for max FPS and performance leads away from this device. Hardcore gamers should ignore the marketing hype, use their full 20,000 rupee budget, and invest in a performance-heavy competitor. An informed purchase requires identifying which compromises fit your daily life, rather than looking for a perfect budget phone that does not exist.